It happened on a night when Lagos refused to sleep. Okada engines buzzed like angry mosquitoes, sirens wailed, street hawkers shouted last-minute prices, and the sky carried a restless wind, as though God himself was pacing. Inside a cramped one-room apartment in Ajedge, a young woman sat on the cold floor, hugging her swollen belly. Her name was Amaka, 26, beautiful in that quiet, tired way women become when life has beaten them long before their time. Her rent was overdue, her job gone, her family far away. Her boyfriend, he had disappeared the moment the pregnancy stick turned pink. But the worst part, she had no food, not even Gary to soak. That night, hunger clapped in her stomach like thunder. Pain wrapped her body. Her unborn child kicked, as if reminding her he still existed. "Hold on," she whispered to the baby. "I am trying." But try was all she could do, and try, my people, is sometimes not enough. Her landlady, Madame Rissy, began banging on the door again. "La marque, if I no see my money by month end, you go comot for this place. Pregnancy no be receipt." Amaka closed her eyes. Tears fell. A proverb rose in her mind. When the wall pushes you and hunger pulls you, something inside you begins to bleed. That night, something inside her truly did. She reached for the small paper in her bag, the one her co-worker had given her before the company folded. Unnamed, unnumbered, a woman called Auntie Bimbo. "Just call her," her friend had said. "She helps young girls. She can arrange adoption quietly. No questions." Amaka placed her palm on her belly. "Forgive me, my child," she whispered, and with trembling hands, she dialed the number. Her life and her child's life shifted from that moment. The next morning, Amaka found herself in front of a duplex in Surrula. Not the flashy type, but the kind that belonged to someone who had money that grew quietly, like yam hidden under soil. A security man opened the gate and looked at her swollen stomach with tired familiarity. "You be the new one?" he asked. "Why, yes," he let her in. Inside the living room sat a woman in her late 40s, wearing expensive lace and reading glasses. Her nails were long, red, and sharp, like claws dipped in blood. Her voice was sweet, but too sweet, the kind that hides poison. "You must be Amaka," she smiled. "Come sit down. Let us talk like women." Amaka sat. Auntie Bimbo's eyes went to her belly first, calculating, measuring. Then she leaned forward. "You want the child to have a better life, right?" Amaka nodded. "You want peace?" She nodded again. "You want to be free?" A tear escaped Amaka's eye. "Yes," Auntie Bimbo's smile widened. "Then you have come to the right place." She brought out a file. "Once you sign this, the child becomes someone else's. They will take care of everything. Hospital bill, clothing, feeding. You won't have to worry again. Everything except her heart." Amaka looked at the paper. The letters danced. Her breath tightened. Auntie Bimbo misread her hesitation. "My dear, think well. You are young. You can always have another child when you marry a correct man. Don't let this one drag you into poverty." Drag, as if the child in her womb was a bag of cement. Her chest burned. A proverb bubbled in her spirit. The chick inside the egg does not beg for life, but life begs the mother to protect it. Still, her poverty screamed louder than her proverb. She reached for the pen, but as she touched it, a sudden contraction gripped her stomach. "Ah," she cried. "Zahend, it has started." Auntie Bimbo snapped to her feet. "Quick, let us go." Thus the path was set. To the hospital, to delivery, to the moment that would test the strength of a mother's love. Labor caught Amaka like a thief. The hospital was crowded. Nurses were shouting. Babies were crying. The whole place smelled of iodine and sweat. Amaka screamed until her throat burned. She pushed until her bones felt like they would break. By the time the child slipped into the world, tiny, crying, and covered in newness, Amaka was shaking. "It's a boy," a nurse said. "A boy, a son, a future wrapped in tiny flesh." But they didn't place him on her chest. They didn't let her kiss him. They carried him away. Auntie Bimbo was waiting outside her ward with the papers. "You did well," she said. "Sign here and everything will be taken care of." Amaka looked at the blank space where her signature should sit. Her hand trembled. The cries of other newborn babies filled the room, but one cry, faint, high-pitched, sliced through her heart. Her son, something shifted inside her, like a door opening in her soul. A voice rose within her, not loud but steady. "If you give this child away, your shadow will leave you forever." Her eyes filled. "Madam, please let me see him." "For what?" Auntie Bimbo snapped. Amaka swallowed hard. "Just once." Auntie Bimbo sighed impatiently and signaled a nurse. When they brought the baby, wrapped in a cheap pink blanket, Amaka's world cracked open. His tiny fingers curled. His breath warmed her arm. His heartbeat touched her spirit. And for the first time in 9 months, love arrived. Not soft love, not romantic love, but the wild, fierce, lioness love that makes a woman ready to fight the whole world. She held him close and whispered, "My son, my Chibuzer, my gift, how can I throw you away?" She looked up. "I cannot sign." The room froze. Auntie Bimbo's face changed. Sweetness gone, steel revealed. "Amaka," she said quietly, "don't be foolish." "My son stays with me," Amaka whispered, voice shaking but firm. "You think you can take care of him. You think motherhood is for hungry girls who can't feed themselves." Amaka hugged the baby tightly. "I will manage. Where a mother crawls, her child will ride." Auntie Bimbo's eyes narrowed. "Return my money then." "What money?" "The money your hospital bill cost. The money for drugs. The money for transport. You think everything was free." Amaka froze. She had nothing, not a single naira. She whispered, "I will pay you in time." "In time?" Auntie Bimbo laughed. "You owe me 145,000. Pay it now or the child is mine." Amaka felt the world spin, but her grip on the child only tightened. "I will pay," she said. "I don't know how, but I will pay." Auntie Bimbo studied her. Then her lips curved coldly. "You have 1 month," and she left. My people, that was the day Amaka became a mother not by birth, but by battle. Amaka left the hospital with nothing but a baby wrapped in hope, and a debt wrapped in fear. Life slapped her immediately. The landlord kicked her out. Her neighbors avoided her. Food became a memory. Water became luxury. Some nights, she slept outside with little Chibuzer on her chest, using her wrapper as a blanket. But still, she refused to give him up. To feed him, she washed clothes for neighbors. To buy diapers, she hawked pure water on the road. To pay rent, she sold her few belongings. People mocked her. "Leave the child now. He no too late. He will only suffer. Your mates day flex, you day carry baby like old woman." But she would smile weakly and say, "The child who enters your womb enters your destiny." She worked until her fingers cracked. She starved so he could eat. She cried silently at night so he would never hear her despair. And slowly, like morning light squeezing through curtains, hope returned. A woman in her compound, Mama Ramen, took pity on her and connected her to a job as a cleaner in a private school. The pay was small, but it was steady, and Chibuzer grew with eyes that sparkled like rain-washed glass, grew with laughter that healed wounds she didn't know she had, grew with intelligence that shocked even the teachers. At age 3, he could read. At age 4, he could recite multiplication. At age 5, he was asking questions about galaxies. Amaka would look at him and whisper, "My son, you were almost another woman's gold." 7 years passed. Chibuzer was now in primary 3. Sharp, brilliant, humble. Life was still hard, but it was better. The school had given him a scholarship because of his extraordinary mind. Then one afternoon, as Amaka was scrubbing the school corridor, she heard someone behind her say, "You still owe me." Her heart dropped. She turned. Auntie Bimbo, older, richer looking, and smiling like a knife. 7 years Amaka, she said, and I am here for what belongs to me. A cold wind blew through Amaka's bones. What do you want? My money, with interest. But I paid you some years ago. You paid 30,000, Bimbo said, waving her hand. You still owe 115, plus interest. That is 260,000. Amaka staggered back. I don't have it. Then give me the boy. Lightning would have been quieter than Amaka's scream. No, Auntie Bimbo smiled thinly. You think I don't know his value. That boy is a genius. His future will shine gold. Do you know how many couples want a child like him? How much they will pay? Amaka felt the world closing. My son is not for sale. We shall see. And she left, but not without dropping a threat like a stone. You have 2 weeks. Amaka didn't sleep that night. She watched Chibuzer breathe. She touched his small fingers. She prayed the kind of prayer that shakes heaven. In the morning, she began searching for work. Any work, every work. She worked double shifts. She washed plates in a buka at night. She cleaned offices until her back screamed. She braided hair on Sundays. But even after 2 weeks, she had only 41,000. It wasn't enough. Nowhere near enough. The deadline came. Auntie Bimbo arrived at the school with 2 policemen. Amaka dropped to her knees. Please, but Bimbo simply said, Madam, arrest her. She stole my child. Arrest. Stole. Amaka felt darkness creep into her bones. The police grabbed her arms and began dragging her away. Chibuzer ran out screaming, Mummy, Mummy, don't take my mummy. Please, teachers gathered. Students cried. Then a voice cut through the chaos like a drumbeat. Stop, everyone turned. The school proprietor, Mr. Adwoy, a strict but compassionate man, walked forward. What is happening here? Auntie Bimbo launched into her story, twisting it, seasoning it with lies, acting like an angel who tried to help a poor girl who ran away with her child. But as she spoke, something happened that she did not expect. Chibuzer stepped forward, his small hands balled into fists. Sir, he said to the proprietor, voice steady despite the tears. My mummy never stole me. She saved me. She's the only person who has ever loved me. If you take her away, I will die. Silence fell, a silence thick enough to break. The proprietor knelt down to Chibuzer's level. Tell me the truth, son. And the boy told him everything he remembered, everything his mother had ever confessed. When he finished, the proprietor stood slowly and turned to the police. Officers, release her. They hesitated. I said release her. This school is under government supervision, and I know how to make calls. They obeyed. Auntie Bimbo sputtered with rage. You will regret this. That child belongs to me. The law, madam, the proprietor cut in. The law protects mothers, not child traffickers. That last word, trafficker, hit her like thunder. He continued, and if you ever step foot in this school again or come near this child or his mother, I will personally make sure EFK, NAPDIP, and the police open every file on you. For the first time, fear appeared in her eyes. Without another word, she left. For good. After that day, life changed. The proprietor increased Amaka's salary. The sponsors stepped forward. People donated money. A journalist wrote their story. A foundation paid their rent for 2 years. And Chibuzer, his brilliance caught attention nationwide. At age 13, he won a National Science Award. At age 16, he created a solar-powered water purifier that got international recognition. At age 18, he gained a full scholarship to study engineering abroad. On the day he left for university, he hugged his mother tightly. Mummy, he whispered, thank you for choosing me. Amaka's tears soaked his shirt. I almost gave you away, she said, but God held my hand. He smiled. No, Mummy, you held God's hand. He boarded the plane, and the child she almost gave away. became the child who carried her name into greatness. 1. No child is a mistake. Even when the world calls them a burden, heaven calls them a purpose. 2. A mother's love is the longest bridge in the world. It carries children across waters that would drown them alone. 3. Poverty can confuse the mind, but decisions made in tears often echo for a lifetime. 4. Destiny may delay, but it does not die. 5. When you save a child, you save generations. 6. Beware of helpers whose help has no soul. 7. God hides greatness in unlikely places, sometimes in the womb of a woman who can barely feed herself. My people, if this story touched your heart, if it held you the way stories should, if it reminded you that hope can rise from dust, please subscribe to the channel. Don't just read and disappear. Support the storyteller. Join the family. Let more powerful African tales reach the world. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, so that more hearts can learn and more spirits can soar.